Hello, folks. Welcome to Business Spotlight. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome a fantastic guest today who's got an amazing background in developing commercial brands and developing brand strategy. She had an amazing career at one of the world's largest agencies, and in fact, tomorrow celebrates the 25th anniversary of founding her own agency. I'm delighted to welcome today Amanda Wright, the co-founder of Yellowyoyo. First of all, congratulations on 25 years tomorrow. That's an extraordinary achievement.
I know it's actually kind of quite hard to believe that it's been 25 years, but yes, it has tomorrow.
Try and cast your mind all the way back. Can you share the story behind how you started the business?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm creative director here, so I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I met my now co-founder, partner, and life partner, Brian, at a business that I was working at in London. He was founder director, creative director then of that company, and as I said, I'm a graphic designer, and I started then freelancing. I left that business, and really that was my big first move. A little bit later than that, Brian actually moved towards business transformation and catalyzing change for business as much as his design background. He's an interior designer by trade. And I think that change in state for both of us meant that, moving out of London to build not only something for ourselves as far as a business, but also to build a family.
9 out of 10 businesses don't get to 10 years old. You've made it to 25, but I'm sure it hasn't all been plain sailing. What have been the biggest challenges that you faced when you started the business, and how did you overcome them?
We'd both built reputations for success within the businesses that we'd worked, and so it was about retaining those reputations that we built, and then making sure that reputation and credibility was transferred over to Yellowyoyo too. So we were attracting great brands to work with us. That obviously you're only successful as the last good thing you did. So that was one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we were able to retain. One of the challenges for me personally, was, as I said, we were building a family too. So for me, there's that balance of childcare, feeling guilty when I was working and feeling guilty when I wasn't working. That was something that I had to overcome. And I felt, my children, my family are the reason for everything. But having a really good ecosystem, a network of highly skilled people certainly got us through any of those challenges.
You're in the world of branding. You understand branding inside out. How did you go about establishing a fantastic brand for yourself in what is a competitive industry, and what advice would you give to others?
Retaining that reputation, as I said, was key, and that's so much based on people. We find relationship building quite easy. We really do enjoy building those relationships. So working on building that ecosystem was really key to us, making sure that we had that repeat business.
You've been around for 25 years. A lot has changed, and you're in a fast-moving industry. How do you foster innovation and creativity to stay ahead in your company?
I think being genuinely curious, being interested in what's around you. I mean, it's one of our values, curiosity. And as I said, making sure we're surrounded with innovative, talented, entrepreneurial people. And certainly at Yellowyoyo, we have a culture where speaking up is actively encouraged. It doesn't matter who's talking and about what. We'll always challenge each other. We'll always listen and want to be inspired. Watching the world around us, because you said fast moving isn't in it at the moment. I mean, looking at things like AI and how we'll respond to that. If we haven't got an opinion on embracing that as a creative agency, then it's going to cause us issues in the future.
The pathway in entrepreneurship is not a straight one, and I'm sure you'll have experienced a lot of twists and turns as you celebrate your 25th anniversary tomorrow, which is just a fantastic accomplishment in itself.
Thank you.
There must have been some. Oh, you're welcome. There must have been some. Congratulations, by the way. That there must have been some pivotal or defining moments in that journey. Can you share any of them and how they impacted on the growth of your business?
Without doubt, the first one was not just moving out of London and to our home in Buckinghamshire, where we actually set up Yellowyoyo and worked out of there for a long time. But in 2015, we made our first real key strategic move, which was to move out of home. We'd done a lot of thinking about where we should grow, and Milton Keynes just made so much sense. It was up the road from us. It was a city that was buzzing, and the commute was less stressful, and to be honest, it really did kickstart our growth, a real big stage of growth for us. I'd say the second biggest pivotal move for us was actually based on our network. As I said, attracting Al Salayan, who was an ex-client, to be our managing director. We'd worked together for years. We'd become firm friends, and I think we'd realised that for us to be able to grow sustainably, we needed a fuller, wider skill set. After selling his last one that we'd helped him to build the brand for, he wanted a new challenge, and we asked the question, and delighted to say that he said yes. So that's been a real transformation for us. He enjoys that challenge of helping others to transform their business, so it worked. And then I'd say that the third one was taking a very brave step. We hold strategy meetings regularly every quarter, and we decided to add exit into our core offering, and that was the birth of our Growth to Exit program, and one that encompasses all of our skills from business, brand design, marketing, and now exit was that full picture. And actually that's allowed us to really differentiate. We talk to clients about differentiating all the time, so we took our own medicine, to be honest. And differentiating in our marketplace gave us new focus. We also won Milton Keynes Business Achievement Awards. We won the best SME in March, and that was just a heartening, wonderful, exciting, and mind-blowing experience, really, in equal measure. And so that kind of was affirmation for, we are doing this right. We are really motoring now.
So many people talk about they found a business and they think about their exit, but what they don't think about is that what they have to have is a business that can work without them, because if they don't, they can't sell it or they can't get a passive income. So having that managing director was a really important step for you. But you mentioned, let's just go back a second, you mentioned challenges and facing challenges. How do you, I'm sure the path hasn't been straight, or and as you expected, there would have been failures and setbacks. So tell me, Amanda, how do you deal either individually or as an organization with failure and setbacks? And what lessons have you learned from that?
Within the creative industry, we're quite used to knockbacks, not necessarily massive setbacks, but design is an iterative process. So it's a constant process of reviewing and learning and monitoring, and marketing is the same. You learn from what you're doing. You might need tweaking to get the best effect. So I think we're quite used to having to be tenacious in our attitude and making sure that we are, constantly revisiting things. But, if we're not successful in gaining a project, for example, we would always ask for feedback. And I think there's not being disheartened, but learning from that. So I think, setbacks are things to be learned from.
You are running a very successful business, an award-winning business now. You also mentioned that you're a mum. You've got a very busy life. How do you keep all of that in balance? What do you use to kind of make sure that you're avoiding burnout?
Yeah, being with friends and family, having time off, laughing and going away and seeing each other and spending time together, but also having a dog. Have a dog, get a dog. Stella, our very cheeky chocolate Labrador, brackets my day with a bit of peace and quiet out in the world, in lovely bright mornings now. So time to have some space and think, and also doing things that are completely different. I as a child, I had this. I thought I might be a nurse, and actually COVID gave me an opportunity to to take part in something in that field, and I became a volunteer vaccinator, and that really ticked a box for me of something that I never thought I'd ever get the opportunity to do. Trying to find other strategies like that, where you've got things you do that aren't necessarily always your day-to-day.
Abundance and gratitude go a long way, right, in business.
For sure.
Tell me, I'm really interested to know, look, it's been a long journey. It's been a 25-year journey, but you started somewhere and you've grown an incredible business. What effective growth strategies or marketing strategies have worked well for you in establishing and getting to where you are now?
Networking and building relationships. I mean, I'm quite lucky in that I enjoy that. You might have noticed already. I enjoy getting to know people. I enjoy being able to, help people and collaborate, and having a great ecosystem for sure as well has been a really big part of that. Building awareness, being noisy on LinkedIn, being out there and talking to people and doing things like this just by having conversations.
The days of pitching and selling are long gone, right? It's all about conversations and relationships these days. Would you agree?
We have to still pitch on occasion, of course we do, because that's how the creative world works. But I think we're more choosy about what we do. So those deeper conversations are interesting ones. We as I said, we're now talking about exit very actively, and by doing so, we'll be talking to a client about a specific project, and the conversation that we're having around exit as a natural part of business flow will then lead them to think, actually you could help me with that as well. So those conversations are leading to other opportunities. So we're kind of having, through those conversations, we're able to maybe extend our offer and our ability to help our clients.
You frame everything through a creative lens. That's your role.
Hard not to, isn't it? Occupational hazard.
I was going to say, look, a lot changes. How do you keep abreast of the developments in trends and technology in a fast-moving industry to make sure that you're remaining competitive?
Well, luckily, I've got a life partner and business partner in Brian, who's our strategy and legacy director, and he's just phenomenally interested in staying up to date with the, as you say, with trends, with tech. Customer trends, consumer trends. So that's a very easy way for us to build into our business how keeping abreast. We all have our own specialisms within Yo-Yo, and we're all very excited and interested, genuinely curious about those. So we do bring to the table very often. We have as you would imagine, we have a Yo-Yo WhatsApp group, and there are always things being shared on there by each and every one of us to just inspire each other from our frame of reference. From a point of view in remaining competitive, we do regular checks on what fees are around our sector, and that's more complicated when we do more things, of course, but then we would have a blended fee.
What advice would you give to the person that started the business 25 years ago, or what advice would you give to somebody that's starting out on that journey now?
To myself, my 25 years younger than I am now self, I'd say be brave. I think we're braver now than we've ever been, so I'm proud of that. And I would say to young entrepreneurs to always seek advice. You may be very, very good at what you do, and that's you're setting up a business, or you're passionate about a particular thing that makes you entrepreneurial. But just as you can't do your own dentistry, seek advice for those things that you're not necessarily as good at, because it will make a more solid foundation. And surround yourselves with those that you can learn from. Don't be afraid to ask them if they'll be a mentor for you. I think that's a great way to. It's something that my children are doing, in their 20s and 30s. They're seeking advice and asking to be mentees, and I think that works actually as a symbiotic relationship. It works upwards and downwards in that you learn from those coming up the ranks too. And I would also say, don't just work. Using your skills to help others. Certainly, as in my own life, I would say that's rewarded me hugely in being able to help others in some way, giving back and volunteering.
Amanda, it's been absolutely brilliant to meet you. Thank you so much for coming on, and congratulations on 25 years. What an extraordinary achievement. Well done.
You're so welcome, and thank you very much for inviting me. It's been great fun. Thank you.
Folks, if you'd like to come on to Business Spotlight and share your journey, just like Amanda has, we'd love to see you. If you comment apply below, we'll be in contact, arrange an interview, and we'll get your message out there to the world. Until next time, we'll speak to you soon. Thanks for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.